Welcome back everybody to Stauffer Garage. Today's detail is of a Range Rover Sport Supercharged. This car is actually used by a contractor for work jobs and stuff like that. He works obviously in muddy and dirty places, and he also uses to haul his UTV and a lot of his toys that he goes off-roading with. So that is kind of why you're seeing all of the dirt and grime that's been built up in this car. But as we go through this voiceover, I'm going to be answering all of your questions you guys asked in last week's video. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, and let's go ahead and roll into this disaster detail. Now the first question is from Anthony Vittorio. He asks, what got me into detailing? And it's been something I've always been passionate about with taking care of my own cars. You know, once I got my driver's license, my first car, it was just searching the internet for everything and anything that I could do to keep it clean, take care of it, clean it up. And it was something I did as a side hustle, detailing cars all through high school and college. Once I got out of college and got my mechanical engineering degree and started doing that, kind of fell off except for my own personal vehicles. But then after a little bit of period of time, I started running across these really nasty cars. And, you know, my family's always done YouTube for 8+ years. And it was just something that I wanted to start doing again for my own personal channel. And I started this disaster detailing transformation stuff. Was the first one on YouTube to do it back in the day. If you go back to my first video, nobody else had done it yet. Now the next question is from Uncle Mark. He asked me if I had a 5-car garage, which cars would I have in my fleet? I think first, number one would be a Lamborghini Urus. I've detailed a specific Lamborghini Urus on this channel twice. Fell in love with the car. It's an insane car, 100%. The next car would have to be an R34 Skyline GTR V-Spec. Always loved that car, PlayStation era, fanboy. The next one would have to be I miss my old Acura Integras, so it'd be an Integra Type R. The next one would be I think it would have to be an E63 AMG station wagon. And then number 4, I think it would have to be a Land Cruiser. And number 5, I would have to go with, it's not a car, it'd be a motorcycle, a Ducati Desmo Sedici RR, which was their MotoGP spec bike they built. That was a detuned MotoGP bike, essentially. I think that would be number 5, and that would be my 5-vehicle fleet. Now, as I foam the outside of this truck, I'm using a pink foam, which is my own personal concoction, and you guys have talked about where you can pick it up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small batch run of this stuff, and I need you guys to comment down below what color you want. Do you want green? Do you want blue? Do you want pink? Purple? There's multiple different options that I can brew up, and I'm going to do a small batch run for you guys. So comment down below the color you guys want first, and I'll make that happen. Now the next question is from PPD Detailing, and he asked me, what's the nastiest thing I've found inside of a vehicle? And also, what's the longest amount of time it's taken me to finish a vehicle? The nastiest things I found inside of a vehicle would have to be used condoms, used tampons, dirty underwear, and then my personal favorite, which was the any sort of living object or dead object, I guess, for that matter. So dead mice, mice feces, roaches, ants, and of course maggots in the maggot van that I did. If you guys remember that one, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. They were literally crawling out of the carpet. From a longest time frame perspective, when it comes to like exterior paint correction, sometimes that can take a while, but for just an interior detail, I've had some that take me, 2-3 days, just because, when you pull the carpet and you're pressure washing and just going through everything, sometimes it does take 2-3 days. So I'd say a good solid 14 to 16 hours total of work. That doesn't include filming, obviously, and that whole 9 yards when it comes to making these videos for you guys. Now, while I'm vacuuming, this next question is perfect. It's from Diamond Durant. He asked me, what do I do with all the coins that I vacuum up or I find inside these vehicles? If it's a customer car or somebody that personally owns the vehicle, those coins get returned to them. I just put them in a Ziploc bag with all the stuff I find in a box. So that way they can get it back. But if it's a dealer trade-in or if it's a repo car and it's dealer owned at that point, it's kind of like a tip. So they let me keep any of the change that I find, which isn't a whole lot, but over the last several years, I've kind of accumulated quite a bit. I'd be actually really interested to add it up to see how much it's actually accumulated to, but nothing crazy. When it comes to vacuuming up some of the coins, I usually try to sort those out when I clean out the vacuums. But a lot of the times, if they're super nasty and just covered in gunk and goo, they kind of just disappear. So that's the story behind the coins that I find. Now, Romira Vidal asked me, I wear sandals a lot of the times in these videos. Do I ever get grossed out with like the spray that comes off during this, drill brushing phase or anything that gets on me from detailing? No, not at this point, to be honest. I usually wear sandals specifically when I'm detailing because after I vacuum the car, I don't want to get back in the car with shoes on because there's always going to be dirt or grime that gets on the floor, and I don't want to carry it into the carpets that I just cleaned. And then when it comes to just overspray, I just take a shower afterwards, and I haven't had any issues yet and gone to the doctor yet, so I'm not too worried about that. I know that sounds absolutely disgusting, but you kind of just get to a point where you just want to get the dang thing done, and it's the least of my worries when it comes to cleaning up these vehicles. Now, Danny Falker asked me, does my body ache or do I feel sore after doing these details? And the answer is always yes. When you're detailing this long a period of time, you're hunched over, you're crawling in and out of a car, moving things around, picking up, 5-gallon buckets of extractor juice. You definitely feel it afterwards. And I would say that it doesn't get easier, which I was surprised with when I started this. I thought that eventually I would get conditioned for a little bit more of it. But I try to do 3 cars a week. Some, obviously not all of them are on this channel, but when you're doing that quantity of vehicles and you're constantly doing this sort of labor, it does wear on you. So I usually just stretch afterwards and before, and that helps a bunch. And then sometimes it's just a matter of taking some Tylenol or something if I have to. But for the most part, it's not like it's sore the next day. It goes away. But definitely during the process, you start feeling it for sure. Now in this truck, the seats were probably the nastiest part of this vehicle. This is the passenger seat that I'm cleaning here with the Mint Shine leather cleaner, and then we're gonna follow with the leather conditioner. The owner specifically told me that he allows his dog to ride inside the vehicle at all times, and this seat in the front, and that is why it is covered in lots of goo from the dog. But that kind of gets me to the next point. I need you guys to make sure after this video you go to foxclean.com to pick up the leather bundle. In particular, it's the leather cleaner, conditioner, and a detailing brush. And for this video only, for this week, I'm going to be lowering the price for one by $6, and then also throwing in a microfiber towel, which is exactly what you see here I'm using. And that's all I use to clean these seats, to restore them back and pretty much make the brown center portion white again. So make sure you guys stock up on your leather bundle and any other supplies you need. It's what helps support this channel. Me carrying these products, which I personally use on every single detail, so they've been completely validated and tested. If you guys have been watching this channel for a while, you won't be disappointed. Plus the smells of them are awesome. Now, Dustin80's asked, is detailing my only source of income? For me, detailing is a big source of income, YouTube and Fox Clean revenue. But a lot of that gets reinvested, obviously, to provide you guys with these products, because when you have huge inventory like this for Fox Clean, you have to buy all that up front and then hopefully recoup all that cost quickly so you can repurchase more. So it's kind of a retail game. But I have several other investments and companies that I run. But then I also do a lot of consulting for YouTube creators, and there's probably a lot of them that you guys watch that I have personally consulted and help them with their channel to make it grow. So that is something I also do on the side. And if you guys have YouTube channels or are looking to start a YouTube channel, email me. It's listed in the description box below. It's something I like to do personally just because I've done this for over 8 years, doing the whole social media thing. So I know way more than a lot of people do just from all the channels and all the different things that I've done. So go ahead and email me if you guys are interested. Happy to help you guys out. And while we finish up the center console, Car Life asked, what other detailing YouTube channels do I watch? Primarily it's Mad Detailing and WD Detailing because they're friends of mine. We talk quite a lot. And I think the best course of action is for you guys to comment down below if you want to see a collab between all of us. I think it'd be really cool if we all worked on a single car with all of our specialties that we have. Not only comment in my video, go watch their videos and comment and tell them that they need to make this happen. I think it'd be really cool for all of you guys that watch these videos to see us all just being nutballs together cleaning the nastiest cars on YouTube. I think it'd be cool. Now, I hope you guys enjoyed today's detail. Actually, I looked up this car in particular to see how much they're worth. I mean, this one's a 2012. It's got 150,000 miles on it, which is crazy how good of condition it is. But you can pick these things up for like 15 grand or less. I mean, it's crazy that you can buy this nice of a car. I know it's a Range Rover, maintenance becomes an issue, but with this being a supercharged model and 500 horsepower, I mean, this thing's a beast when you think about it. It's also gorgeous looking to be. I mean, the interior is amazing. I love this color option. But if you guys like today's video, hit that subscribe button and give this video a like. Comment down below, share this video with a friend, and I hope you guys learned something today. And also, like I said, if your question did not get answered, comment it again down below, and hopefully next week I'll hit on it and answer as many questions as I can. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time.